Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Just going to do a quick video for you guys here. Welcome back to my channel here on the Native Digital Products. So today we're just going to cover a few things here with the chart of the the powerful Pick 3 lottery rundown secret story system that I have here. And with inside the sheet, we're just going to be covering a few stuff here. And with this, it has a very powerful um, system that we have here that you can use. And with this, it's three different charts rundowns. The most of the time, most people would use is just one rundown like this, which is this these each of these column is 317. So it's like this. So it's three. Okay, where's it at? Where's my numbers? Okay, so it's 317, 317, 317. That's how this is designed. So this whole thing is how that is set up. Okay, so I just want to share that with you really quick. And that is pretty much, the way the system works is just really a quick system that can help you search faster. It's also more accurate with your search, a lot quicker. You can go through a lot of numbers of see how these numbers came up before and after, so that way. But I got a little insight on this chart that I have that I want to share with you really just to kind of narrow down some stuff. But this is the way most people don't do. Like, I like to be outside the box than just try to play, okay, this chart is here, this number came here. But I want to narrow it down to where the number has arisen. Like what the way I play is I use the 317 numbers itself. There's a lot of different charts out there. I mean, with my system, you can actually narrow everything else down, what kind of charts you can use. Some people like to use the 123 rundown or the 111 rundown, 317, 369, 730. All these different rundowns that I have. So I built it to where if you want to, let's say you want to search with the 369, you just change this and the numbers are here. You just hit the run, it automatically updates it to the chart that you're looking at. So if I put 317 here, it updates it at 317 rundown. If I change this to a 123, now it's a 123 rundown. Okay, and then this is 111, automatic changes to a 111 rundown. So each of these charts here is designed to where you can search faster. That's what it's for. And inside the story system as well is if you enter a number here, it gives you all the breakdowns of the numbers, the combination, how many combinations it has, the secret root itself, the pairs, the sum of it, the root sum of it, and then the individual numbers, and then the mirror section side of it here, and then the flip number side of it as well. So if you play flip numbers off the main number, it's already designed to where you don't have to continue trying to create a graph and try to find a number, because that takes too much time. I just want to make things very simple for you. But inside the sheet, it also has the last straws. So let's say what number has came up. So this is the data sheet here. Inside the data sheet, it's just really gives you like a whole system down. I'm cutting off a lot of portion of the video because sometimes when I record, it doesn't fit to my screen. So that's why I have a little section here that shows you. But these are all the history numbers for this year, 2025. So right now we're on December 2nd. Today's the 3rd. So we're just gonna share, see if we can get the number for the 3rd. And then even on the rundowns itself, I mean, what's the best rundown to play off of each number that have come up? Like let's say March 8th, 410 came up, and the best rundown is the 999 rundown. Okay, and then it shows here how that number came up. So what the sheet itself is already built into it. It's on the far right side. You can't really see it, but the best rundown will pop up here for whatever number that you put into this box here. And it pulls numbers like what the best rundown would be used for that. And then it just tracks your numbers as well. What has number has come up. So it tracks all your 1000 numbers here. So anytime you put it into the data sheet here, so let's say you put 410, you go into the tracking sheet, 410 has already been chosen here. So if I go up, 410 has already been chosen, it's highlighted. And on the side, on the right side, it has all the doubles, which I can't go far to the left, but it has the front pair of doubles, the back pair of doubles, and the outside doubles. So you can also track those of when they came up and everything else. Not when, but the numbers are already shown which ones have been drawn. So let's say 776 has been drawn. Both our numbers are highlighted, but the outside 767 hasn't been drawn yet. So let's say if you're playing and you think this number is going to come up, you can come to the sheet, choose a 767 instead of 776 or 677 because these two has been drawn already. So that way when you choose your next numbers, you might hit the direct number. Okay. And then so literally, I mean, that's the tracking sheet that I have here. So all you do is just enter the numbers here, one, two, three. You add, and automatically refreshes here for you. And then what happens is when you go down here to the bottom, it automatic updates for you. See, updates what kind of rundown chart it is. And if you go into the rundown system, the right side of it here, if you barely can see the dates, it'll update here. If you run this, it automatically changes the date for you, and then it enters a number that you just entered into the data sheet. So that way you don't go back and forth trying to track your numbers, but that way you have all your numbers right in front of you. So, but this is cut off on the video itself, so my apologies on that, but I'm just doing this for the video right now. But let me go ahead and remove this back off because this is not the right number for tonight. Well, it may not, it may come up, but it's okay. So this is back, changed back to the second now. So those are the way that this, and then it's just here's your what I have here is just your mirror numbers here. But everybody plays their numbers differently. Some people like to play the mirror side of it. Some people like to use the flip number side of it. I don't have the flip numbers here, but I like to use this chart. So the next whatever numbers that come up, we'll try to play some numbers here for you. So I'm in the state of Arizona. So here's, I mean, the numbers that have come up recently. So I'm going to do a quick, maybe analyze a few numbers for you guys. See how I use my charts. And that way, if you do decide to get this sheet for yourself, you can go back on the video on this and maybe learn more about it, how to use it, how to analyze different numbers and stuff like that. All right, so, but let's go ahead and dive into it. So tonight's number, let's go off of October, right? So let's choose a number from October. I'm gonna just choose randomly. I don't have any exact numbers, so let's just go to October 1st. 454 is the number. Okay, 454, October 1st. So 454 went to 363. How did that number come up? So we'll go ahead and put that in. So let's just put it here. 454 went to 363. Okay, so let's go ahead and blow off of that. Let's go here, put 454. Okay, there it is. So analyze successful is completed. Now it gives us like the full digits, the three different ways this number has come up. Here's the root, secret root number. It has four roots. And here's the pairs, and the same thing here. And you can't really see it on the video here, but the rundown, if you see the three, it says the best rundown for this is 369. Okay, so we're going to test this out with a 369. So I'm going to go ahead and I created a cheat sheet. This is not part of it yet. I'm still working on this to see if this works. So what I'll do is I'll find the the 369 rundown that I created here. So it's right here, 369. So I'll take that and then go back into the system here and then just copy and paste it here. So there is the chart. So now we're going to pull that number, this number, the 454. So let's put it here. 454. There it is. Okay, so 454. So we'll go ahead and put it in the system here. 454 909 909. And if you think about like where does the 909 come from? It's the mirror. Okay, it's down here. So 4 is the 9, the 5 is the 0, and then 4 again is the 9. Okay, so that's how I play this. So let's just clear this box here real quick. But for me, I like to put the numbers here. Okay, so I always try to, whatever winning number that comes up, I like to put it here. So this 454, I'm going to put it in this box here. So the 454 would be 830 that goes up here. 385. 385. Okay, so there it is, 454. And nothing really changed, just where I'm placing the number. That's how I like to play. So what I do, how I play this is the 454. If there's a 4 here, I'm going to go onto this chart here and I'll find the 864. Okay, so somewhere in this chart here has an 864. Okay, so somewhere in this chart has an 864 all connected. So let's go ahead and search. Here it is. Let's see, it's 468. See, 864, 468. So what I'll do is I'll highlight that yellow, and let's see if this works. So the next number that came up is 369 or 363. And somehow this 468 is going to be connected with this three-digit number for the next day. So let's see. See, here it is. 336. See? See, it's connected down against the number itself. It went up this way too. 3. And somehow the 86, the 64 itself is connected to the 64 up here. The 8's not connected, but the 64 is here. Okay, so the 336 came up that way. And even down this way, 336, 336. See it? So somehow it's going to be attached to the number off of this, off of the 369 chart. Okay. So, but if you were just playing this chart here, would you have come up with that 363? No. I mean, it's down here. 363 is way down here, which is attached to the 830. So if you were to play here, let's say most people would play, let's play the hit number. That'll be 5 plus 8. What's 5 plus 8? So 9, 13, right? So 13. Then they'll try to keep the 3. And they'll keep the 3 here. They'll make this as a hit. 3, 3. I mean, it's here. 13's right here. See, so if we highlight that yellow, 13's right there. Then the 363. So you still would hit it if you would play that, but if you would play the date. Okay. So, but that's how this one played out. So that the idea here worked for this game. Okay. So let's try another one. Let's go to November. Let's go to November the 7th to the 8th. Let's try 923 to 570. So let's put 923 to 570. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put that in. So let's put this 923 into the box. 923. We run this. And in my system, it says here. So let's put it this way. Let's go ahead and highlight this and pull this information from this box here. So this plane one, let's put it down here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do equal here. See, 369 run down. So, okay, so we'll just put best rundown. So we'll put that down. Okay, so that's what we'll make it like this. That way you see what best rundown is. So it's showing that this 923, the best rundown is 649. So now what I'll do is I'll find the 369 chart that I have here. So 649 chart is right here. I'll copy this and I'll put it here. And if you're wondering where I got all these numbers for the 649, if you have the sheet, just type it in. Just put 649 and then switch this to the 649, right? Go put a 649 and then just hit run. See all these numbers right here? They're all right here. 288, 827, 466, see, all the same. And then if you put 194 up here, same thing. All this is right here again. Okay, so if you have the 649, if you have this chart, I mean, that's the easiest way to come up with all this, the whole chart here for that I have. Okay, so let's do this. So let's put that in again. So it's going to be 923, 478, 478, update. And we're going to go ahead and put it back. Let's see what happened here. So why is this all weird looking? Let's fix this real quick. So I like my chart here fixed real quick, so I'm doing that. Make this bigger. So that way I know it's separate where all these numbers are coming from. There we go. I like to play it this way. Okay, so now we're gonna bring this 3 into this box here. Okay, so 923. So I'm gonna take the 745 and put it in here. 745 290 290. Now there it is, 923. So 923. So now we're looking for this 3, right? So the 3 itself is what we're looking for on this chart. So we're going to go down and find it. So it's 283. So now we're going to find somewhere anywhere in this chart, there's going to be a 283. Okay. So the 83. So there's a 283 here. 238. But I like to try to keep it straight. But I may try this here. 3283. So 328. 382. 382. So they're all like, so it's right here. So we'll turn that to yellow. This may still work as well. Okay, so we'll just highlight these. Just highlight all the 283s. So it's all right here. So now we're going to go ahead and search and see if this 570 has played around the 283 somewhere. So 283. So 283, if we bring this down here, see 570 is right here. 507. 507 this way as well. So the 5 and the 7 are right here, which are these. But the 8, so there's really the 283s up here. See, this is the 2 here, so we'll go ahead and make that yellow. The 8, 2, the 8, 2, 3. So you kind of box it in, but this one didn't really work very well. But it's still, because if it was me searching, I probably would have searched here. Is there a 5? I mean, 507 still comes back down this way. See, 507 still plays back this way. Then there's a 07 here, and even on this side, still plays back this way. So it's still connected to the 283, but it didn't go through the middle number itself. Sometimes it really shows it for you, but this didn't work well at all. But I mean, it's still the numbers there. It's just got to be creative of understanding how the numbers play. Okay. But this is always going to be, somehow, it's always going to be connected to this 3, right? This 3. And then, or sometimes you can always play it based off of the date. So if I would have chose the date here, 08, 08 been the date here, and then that's the 507. It's attached to it. Okay. So, but it's really tricky how all these work. But the only reason I'm showing you this, what I'm doing right now, is just a different creative way. You know, everybody plays their way of style of winning, but this is the 649 chart. That's what we're using. Right, so but that's why I'm playing the 283. But imagine if I didn't use this chart, but if I would just stuck with the 317, let's try the 317. So let's go here and we put the 317 in here and switch this to 317 and then put the number back 923 and the 923 is 309, 854, 854. Right? So 923 is right here, right? So let's try this. So if we go with this and go to the 3, which is 793, let's see if there's a 793 that's connected. So 379 is going this way. And let's make that yellow. And then 379 is right here too. So there's two of them combined together. And the next number is 570. So if you played this, yeah, 570 is right here. So that's connected to the red of the 7. See, 570, So that's the way that this one played out. But that's playing off at 379 off of that. But that's playing at 317. But the best rundown is a 649. That's what it says. Okay. So, but let's go ahead and try another one. Let's choose another number here. Let's go back up. Let's try 697 to 591. So 697, run, and 777 is the rundown for this one. So let's switch this to 777. Okay. And then we're going to put 697, 142, run, and then we're going to switch the chart here as well. See if I have the sevens here. No, I didn't do the sevens at all. So let's build that. So let's do 777 on a 777 chart. So it's just 7 all the way down. So 777, 444, 111, 888, 555, 222, 999, 666, 3000, 777. So that's how I'll play. And then if I put a 222 here, then that's going to be 222. Oh, so I'm just building out this chart here. So this will be a 555 and then 222. Okay. So we're playing the 697 and the 591. So this one's going to be kind of tricky. I don't know if this will work still, but we'll still test it out. So it's going to be 142, 142. But now we're searching for the sevens. The sevens is all going to be across. So we're going to be looking for the three sevens, see if they're all connected somewhere. So there's two connection here, two sevens, then the seven down here. So we'll try this and put it yellow. And so 697's up here. See if the 591 is connected somewhere. There's a 1 here, nothing. There's a 9, 591 is way down here. So this one didn't work at all because the 7s are way up here. 591 is here. Thus, if you're playing off the 2s, this one had been a 7 here. And the same thing here. See 777, 777, 519, 591. If you play the 2s here, it's 5-1, 5-9, but there's no 1 attached to it. The 1's way over here. Okay, so that's how this one played out. But it's still, I mean, the numbers are right in there. I didn't bring down the number like I normally do, but I didn't think of it. Okay, but this is a 777. Okay, I'm gonna save this chart so that way I don't have to remake it again. So let me put this in my little cheat sheet here. Okay, so that's added to my cheat sheet. Okay, so let's play the tonight's number, and then we'll go ahead and call it wraps. So let's see. So yesterday, let's play this one. So we're gonna try, it was 279 and how 120 came up. This is December 1st to the 2nd. Okay, so it's 279 to 120. Now I'm gonna put 279 in here. And if you look at this, 279, this is the pairs. There's no 120 here. There's a pairs of 0, 2 over here though, under the flip side. Okay. So what we'll do is the best rundown for this one is 649 again. See, best rundown 649. Because when I hit the update number here, it automatically triggers a rundown for me and changes this. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and bring the sheet back for 649. There it is. Go ahead and paste it back in here. Now we're going to go ahead and clear this off. And we're going to be looking at 279,724. So now we need to bring this number. Let's just leave it as is. I'm not going to mess with it. So we're looking for the 9. So the 9 is the 649 itself. So let's see if we can find 649 somewhere in this chart. 649 is going straight right here. Let's see if it attaches to any of that. So 649 direct straight. So now, is there a 120 wrapped around it? Absolutely. Look, 120. Boom. Wrapped around the 649. Just straight hit. The 649 is on this side too. This whole thing is 649. What's crazy is that's the only one that one is there. It's pretty weird, huh? All the other numbers are different except for that. And that's where I pulled that number from. So a straight hit often sometimes like with 649 hits like this, sometimes it just shows right at the bottom too, but this one went sideways. But sometimes if a number straight comes like that, I mean if you would have played it up here, 649 or 49, oh there's no 6. There's a 649 right here. But there's the 120 around it. So that would work. There's a 1-2 up here, and then the 1 is down here. That's interesting though, look. So if let me highlight this. So if I would highlight this 649, there's a 1 here, right? On the bottom, and then on the top, the 0 to 2 zeros up here. But still attach all to the 649. So this one is pretty interesting, how this one played out. But it's a straight shot. Okay. So let's do the 120. So if I do 120, now the best rundown that shows on this one is 999. So I don't have the 999 chart either because I don't have the triple side of it. Let's see. Nope, I have the 777. Well, let's build a 999 again. So we'll go ahead and put 999. Then we'll go ahead and switch this to a 999. It's going to be 999. This is all just straight down. 999 all the way just straight down. Okay. This one's going to be the 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So that's how the chart's going to be. And let's make this tool white. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the number, this 120, which is tonight's number. 675. 675. See, 6 is a 1, 2 is a 7, 5 is a 0. Okay, so now this is a 0. So the zeros are all zeros. So here's the 2 zeros. There's the 2 zeros. Then there's a 0 up here as well. So for me to play, first thing I would look at is what the numbers played before. So if you look at the chart here, the history of the numbers, there's a 120, there's a 2 that we've been carrying. Well, this is the first time the 2 is carried, but the 1 has been here. So the 1 and the 2 came from the past histories. The 0 itself hasn't played since the 28. Okay, so the 4, then there's a 5, there's a 9, 6, so 120. That's the number that played. Okay, so the way I will probably play this is I'll go off of the zeros here, and the 120 is here. So let me bring this down so I can put the zeros right in the center. So let's do this. So make this white and then put 3, 4, 2 here. So now the 120 is right here. So let's just highlight the whole thing. So 120 is right there, and the zeros are down this way. So let's make those blue. Okay. So zeros are here, 120 is here, and if I would play some of these numbers, I would probably play because this zero has to go to one, and the one is right here. Zero is here, and there's one here. So I probably would choose 129. So these are the number I would play. 129. I'll probably play. I'd still keep the. I choose this too because this is a power number. I choose 129, 317, even though the 3 hasn't shown in the last. Yeah, 3 hasn't played yet since November 13th. So if you look at this, the chart here, there's no 3s, none. So I think 3 is back up for due. So here's a 3, the 13th last time. And guess what today's date is? Today's the 3rd. So I think this 3 is going to play. So I will probably play 317. I probably play 310. I probably play 311. I can even play 123 because 123 comes down this way and it's attached to the 0. And today's date is the 3rd. So just remember if there's a 3 here, the 3 comes this way too. So because it's still attached to the 0 here. So now I probably will also play 3 because sometimes if it doesn't hit the 3, it's going to be right on top of it. Right? It might play the 514 because the 120 is attached to the 4 and the 5. See, 5 and 4. The 0 is right here. So the 3rd is down here. So this chart down here is up here. Okay, so but I just want you to see the 3, the 3rd. So I probably play because the 120 has come up, right? So this might play this way as well and plays the date, right? 302 might be another one. So most of the time when I play numbers, I choose 6 numbers, or actually I choose 8 numbers because then I can buy 2 tickets. And sometimes if you buy 2 tickets, that's for what? Like in Arizona, the tickets are 50 cents each, right? If you just play the 50 cents games. If you want to play the dollar, go ahead. I mean, you can play the dollar, but you're going to be spending $8 versus the $4, right? So, but that's just play responsible how much you buy. So, like for me, I'll probably pay the 310. So the 310 is here. The 123 is here. The 302 is right here, right? Which 302 comes down this way too, but it's wrapped into those 2 zeros. And don't count this out as well because the 120 is the main number. Sometimes this doubles. The 0 may continue to roll because the 0 has played back on the 28th, right? That's the last time that 120 has played, right? So is there any other 120 that has played before? So let's do 120. Yeah, 120 has played back in April, which came up with a 295, but that was on the 24th. So let's see. So if we go back here, the 24th, so the 120 played directly like this. So if you go to the 24th is here, and but this was a 9, so the 4, and the 120 would have been the 4s. So 4, let's see, 4, but the 4s weren't. See, the 4s are right here. So let's just make that red. I just want to see a picture here. So now what am I doing? Why am I choosing the 4s? Oh, I know why. We don't need the 4s because it's 120. So it's still like the same idea here, but it came out with the 4. So the 24th is here. So the 24th, the date, right? So it came up with a 295. See, the 24th is the date because this is the 20s right now. If it was played in the 24th. And look at this 295 that's how this one played out with that date. See, this was the date here. And that's how this one played out under the 120. Because even though it was 120 here with the zeros are here. See? And the 295 came up that way with the 24. So the zeros is the main source of it. That's where the blue is at. So if you will play this and the 24th is here, and it's going to be attached to this number somehow. So if the third is here, the third is here against the zero. I mean, I could probably play the 300. Might be a good number too. A 300 or even a 340, and I need 36. I need one more number. Let's see. Let's see. So this was the last number here, 300. Then the 120 came this way. I think it's gonna double somehow. I have a feeling it might be a 00 number tonight, or the 111, the double ones tonight. I'll probably choose 011, 110. Those might be my numbers. Or I may play the 411 this way too. But I don't know if the 4 is it. Well, I mean, if it could. The only reason I'm saying this is because the 3 and the 0 here is wrapping around the zeros itself. Boom. I'm going to switch out this 411. Or the 311 would be the better number. See? 311 or 411. But the 4, the 0 is still connected to the 3. I think a better chance would be a 000. Would be 311. Let's do 311. Let's go to 4. This is how you start making like so many numbers here. You know, you're like, hey, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. Okay, so there's 4. I'm having an extra number. Why I have an extra number? I need 8 numbers. 3, 6, 9. Well, I have 311 down here already, so I can just get rid of this. There we go. So those are my numbers tonight. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot if 411 comes up. Then you can tell me, yeah, you had it. You had it. It's okay. So these are the numbers I'll be playing tonight. Anyways, well, that's all I have for you guys tonight. So if you guys have any questions or anything, just reach back out. I know what I can do too. Let's try one thing. I'm gonna overextend this and I'm gonna come up with like 10 more numbers with this. But let's try this 317 here. Let me save this chart real quick. Let's throw it in here. That way I don't recreate it again. All right, I saved that. Let's switch it to 317. I want to test this one out, even though it's a 999 chart. But I want to switch this to 317. So let's remove all this here and clear it. And 6. Oh, this is not the right number. So it's 120 is what we're supposed to be. So 506, 051. Boom. So 120 is right here. Okay, so now the date is zeros, even though we have the zeros here. Let's see where the zeros are connected. So there's no zeros connected in this one because all the zeros are here. See, 0, 0, 0, 0. So now we got to base it off of the date. So the 3's here. Okay, so the 3's, and where's the 4? Because this has to go to the 4. 4 is down here. So I had a 3. Here's the 5, the 4's. So 2, if it doubles, so it's 3, 2, 7. 3 still goes back to 320 this way. So somehow this 302 might be the best number. Even the 311 is right here. Still attached to the date here. 311, and it still goes to the 4. Because this number, the 3 itself, the date, is going to go to the 4. But then again, we're playing the date for today, so it might be in the 2 to the 3. So the third is here. It might be 296. 296. And the zeros are blocking them in. But then it's 003. 123. It's here 317. No, there's no 317. 24. So this is the third. So zeros. Right here, 317's right here too. I don't know. It's too much numbers. I'll stick with these. All right. Well, you guys maybe just check it tomorrow, see what numbers come up, and see if they matched or if I even got close. But if you guys have anything else, I'll put I'll put this spreadsheet in the box at the bottom of where the description if you guys want to purchase it. It comes with a few videos that I train with as well, and then you can always set up your account, and then you can get that through Etsy. So it'll just take you to Etsy page, and then from there it'll connect you to my funnel. That way you guys can get access to the full courses and stuff like that. Okay. So you guys have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, and maybe we'll see you guys in the next one.